I'd just like to put on record the comments made, react to the comments made by Michael Savage, who's a DJ in the United States, a political commentator, been denied entry in here, who's actually, in reaction to the fact that he can't come here, has told his 10 million audience not to visit the UK. I think that's an absolute scandal. And I tell him, or rather his listeners, ignore the DJ, come to the UK, enjoy the holiday, enjoy the actual exchange rate that we have here, and actually understand why the DJ himself is talking out of his backside.
We'll see who's talking out of whose backside, you limey bum you. I'm talking out of my backside? Then why are you even mentioning the 10 million listeners? What, are you afraid they won't buy you your direct products that you don't make anymore? Over 72% of products made in Britain are financial service products. What does that mean? They can't make a car that anyone wants to drive. They can't make a decent beer. I told you I've always been an Anglophile, but not anymore. You're going to get my name off that list one way or the other. Tomorrow I'm going to tell you that my lawyers in England, in London, are filing. They're filing against Jackie Smith, and we're going to sue her. We're going to sue her. We're going to do it. I'm going to get justice. She violated European law. And whether or not Hillary Clinton understands that this is in her interest to defend me or not is up to her, not up to me. She may continue to be small-minded and see things only through partisan eyes, which I expect. On the other hand, I always hope for the best in people. I hope that she will rise above the level of Nancy Pelosi. I'm hoping Hillary Clinton comes to understand that one day when she wants to run for the presidency, she's going to need the votes of the people who listen to my show. And there is no better way for Hillary Clinton to show the other half of America that is not in power right now, the other half of America, that she's somewhat moderate, that she's somewhat fair-minded, than to take my case here. If she doesn't, they're not going to vote for her. So she has to decide what's best for herself, not what's best for me or whether she wants to be vindictive or not. That's my opinion. I believe that she will not take my side by what I see happening. That's to her. She's making a mistake. That doesn't mean I'm going to stop trying. I will next appeal to the president himself. I may bring 100,000 people to the White House gates, legal, of course, and there'll be the equivalent of a Tea Party. Justice for Savage. 100,000 people outside the White House might have an effect, it might not. I don't know what country I live in anymore. But I do know that what's going on in England is very worrisome to all freedom-loving people. It's not just me. Yeah, this is terrible for me personally. But there's a growing totalitarianism coming out of England right now. Young people are being arrested 11 years old for things they say in school. The article is Thought Police Muscle Up in Britain. And it was written by Hal Kolbach. And you got to read this article. Thought Police Muscle Up in Britain. It's on michaelsavage.com. And they show one case after another where the British government is pushing ahead with legislation that will criminalize politically incorrect jokes with a maximum punishment up to 7 years prison. So all of you pot-headed comedians who think that this is irrelevant and doesn't relate to you, all you left-wingers who think that you're free because your man is now in power, what you don't understand is you could wind up in jail. When they came for the communists, you did not speak up because you were not a communist. When they came for the Jews, they did not speak up because he was not a Jew. And when they came for the trade unionists, they did not speak up because he was not a trade unionist. And when they came for him, there was no one left to speak out because they were all in concentration camps. And I know who said it, Cardinal Niemöller, the German who saw it happen. He wound up in a concentration camp because he didn't speak out for the communists, the Jews, the trade unionists, and others. He didn't think it would affect him. So all of you people out there, all you comedians with your big mouths, all of you wise guys on HBO who think that you're immune right now. But I warn you, you've got to understand, you got to come out of your pot high and understand you're next. Oh, not today, not tomorrow, but maybe the day after tomorrow, when a right-wing government somewhere decides you're a danger to the social order. Bill Maher, you may be banned. You could wind up in jail in Britain. That's right, even a yokel like you, even a guy like you who can't perform unless it's written for you, who could never last 5 minutes in radio, even you schmuck, could wind up in prison unless you understand what's at stake here. Putz. What shocks me is that not one Christian organization has come to my defense or aid. Not the Catholic League, which I have defended. I've defended the Pope. The Catholic League has said nothing on my behalf. The Jews, not one word from an establishment Jewish figure. Okay? You want me to go down the list? Slowly but surely in the media, there are some breaking out of the mold and daring to speak out, like Brent Baer today on Fox News. He broke the headlock that the leprechaun had put everyone in at Fox News, and he gave a very fine report. Very, very objective report, by the way. Let's listen to Brent Baer of Fox News. Congratulations, Brett.
Lawyers for conservative radio host Michael Savage have appealed to Secretary of State Hillary Clinton in hopes of getting Savage removed from the United Kingdom's list of banned individuals. British Home Secretary Jackie Smith says Savage was on the list for, quote, seeking to provoke others to serious criminal acts and fostering hatred which might lead to inter-community violence. The letter to Clinton says Savage was listed among radical Muslim clerics, convicted criminals, and Russian skinheads. The letter also asked Clinton to find out how Savage's name ended up on the list. Savage says he would consider legal action against the British official. Quote, she's linking me with mass murderers who are in prison for killing Jewish children on buses. For my speech, the country where the Magna Carta was created?
Mm-hmm. There have been cases in recent months of people in schools, hospitals, and other institutions losing their jobs in England because of various religious scruples, often, as in the East Germany of the past, not shouted fanatically from the rooftops, but betrayed in private conversations and reported to authorities. The crime of one nurse in England was to offer to pray for a patient who did not complain but merely mentioned the matter to another nurse. She was fired. You hear this? For offering to pray. You Christians better understand that if you don't come to my aid, you better go to your pastor, you better go to your reverend, and you better get this case in front of them. And you better defend Michael Savage, or I'm warning you, your religion will disappear in your own lifetime. I'm warning you, that's what's going to happen. I'm always right. I'm always right. When I'm wrong, I admit it. And I've admitted my mistakes over the years. I'm right here. I'm warning you what's coming to this country. And I want to tell you right now that there's much more to this story than meets the eye. It will come out over time. I can't give it all to you every day on the show. Tomorrow, let us put it to you this way, a bombshell is going to be dropped in Britain, a legal bombshell. Things will come out tomorrow from my law firm in England that will set off shockwaves through England. When you see what Jackie Smith actually did to me, when you see what she put in the press release about me, you'll all come to my side except the zanies out there who don't have any reason left in their head, just hatred. So the fact of the matter is tomorrow is another day. And I think one day I will have my time in court. I believe I will have a day in court and I will win, by the way. I will have my name retracted. I'll have a letter of apology, and I may or may not sue them. I'm telling you that I'm not going to stop until my name is cleared. I will not be linked with murderers. I will not be linked with those who justify or glorify terrorist violence. I will not be linked with those who have a racist website. I will not be linked with people who spent 30 years in prison for killing 4 soldiers and a 4-year-old girl with a rifle butt. I will not be linked with a leader of a violent gang that beat immigrants to death and posted films of their attacks on the Internet. I will not be libeled by this woman who said that I did things I never did. I have suffered severe damage to my reputation, both in America and the United Kingdom and around the world, all because of one woman, Jackie Smith. And right now it's me, tomorrow it's you. Unless the totalitarianism that is arising in England is stopped, the pollution of Jackie Smith will wash across these shores. And if you think the school moms running America are any different than Jackie Smith, you're mistaken. It's just that they haven't had a chance yet to impose these laws here. You give them a chance and you'll be living in the same mental concentration camp.